Let's be real for a second. If you're a low-income renter in New Jersey right now, the math is just incredibly unforgiving. The data actually shows that for every 100 extremely low-income households, there are only 34 affordable and available rental homes. I mean, that is a staggering deficit, right? Because of these incredibly high housing costs, so many renters are practically just one unexpected bill or financial shock away from facing eviction or even homelessness. But there is a vital, truly transformative solution out there that bridges this massive gap between low incomes and the high cost of housing, and that is the Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program. Welcome to this explainer. Listen, if you're feeling totally overwhelmed by the mere thought of navigating government applications, dealing with housing authorities, and waiting on lists, take a deep breath. You're in exactly the right place today. We're going to demystify this entire process of applying for Section 8 housing online in New Jersey. Whether you're doing this for yourself, maybe a family member, or even a client, I'm going to give you a super clear step-by-step roadmap to get that application submitted successfully and potentially completely transform your living situation. So here's our game plan. We're going to tackle this in 6 manageable steps. First up, Section 8 basics. Second, eligibility criteria. Third, preparing your application. Fourth, applying online. Fifth, lotteries and waitlists. And lastly, tips and mistakes. Okay, let's dive right into Step 1, Section 8 basics. At its absolute core, this whole program is built on one really simple premise. Your rent and utilities should never exceed 30% of your household's income. To make that happen, the program actually pays a direct rent subsidy straight to your landlord to cover whatever's left over. Now, you might hear a couple of different acronyms thrown around together, so let's clear that up. It's important to compare Section 8 with the State Rental Assistance Program, or SRAP. While they both do the same basic thing, reducing your housing costs through direct payments to landlords, they are definitely not the same. Section 8 is a federally funded program run by HUD, and a massive benefit is its nationwide portability. That means under certain rules, you can actually move and take your voucher to entirely different states. SRAP, on the flip side, is funded locally by the state of New Jersey, so that voucher is restricted strictly to properties within state lines. For today, we are hyper-focused on mastering that Section 8 application. Moving right along to Step 2, eligibility criteria. So who actually gets to qualify for this? Well, to even open the portal, the primary applicant has to be at least 18 years old or an emancipated minor. But beyond just age, the really core requirements revolve around 2 things: your income level and your citizenship status. Now, I know the citizenship requirement can cause a ton of anxiety for families. Generally speaking, to get full assistance, household members do need to be U.S. citizens or have legal immigration status. But what if your family has a mix of statuses? You'll be relieved to know the rules specifically define and allow for what's called a mixed household. Basically, this means if some members of your family have legal U.S. immigration status but others don't, your household can actually still be eligible for prorated housing assistance. So absolutely do not get discouraged from applying just because not every single family member has legal immigration status. And this brilliantly illustrates how income limits are definitely not a one-size-fits-all situation. They are strictly tied to the county you live in and your specific household size. The program is fundamentally designed for low and very low-income households. Just to put that into perspective, a single person applying up in Bergen County can make up to $42,850 a year, while a 4-person household there can make up to $61,200. Over in Essex County, a single person's limit is $40,250, and for a family of 4, it's $57,500. But down in Cumberland County, those limits drop to $28,150 for an individual and $40,150 for a family of 4. Keep in mind, you have to meet these specific limits at the time you are actually pulled from the waiting list, not just when you apply. All right, Step 3, preparing your application. Look, gathering your documents step by step beforehand is the absolute key to preventing a total meltdown before you ever even click apply. You are going to need to gather the exact paperwork for literally every single person living under your roof. I'm talking full legal names, birth dates, and social security numbers. You'll also need precise income info. And actually, scratch that, it's not just wages from a standard job. We're talking about everything. You need amounts for temporary assistance to needy families, Social Security disability, SSI, pensions, child support, alimony, and unemployment. Just get all those pay stubs and benefit statements sitting right next to you. Oh, and here is a detail you cannot ignore. You absolutely must have a valid email address. The entire notification system is digital now. If you don't have one, pause right here and go create a free email account before you do anything else. Which brings us nicely to Step 4, applying online. Let me act as your mentor here and walk you through the literal mechanics of the portal. When that enrollment period finally opens up, you're going to head over to waitlistcheck.com/NJ559. You can pull this up on a personal computer, a laptop, your smartphone, or tablet, whatever you have access to. The state does recommend using browsers like Google Chrome or Firefox just to keep things running smoothly. Once you're in, you will carefully plug in all that household data we just spent time organizing. Now, a really important note. If you have a disability and need a reasonable accommodation to get this pre-application submitted, like maybe you just can't use the online system, the Department of Community Affairs is there to help. You can call them directly at 609-292-4080 and just select option 9 anytime between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m.
So the crucial point here is the number one. You are allowed exactly one Section 8 pre-application per household, period. Seriously, do not try to submit multiple applications thinking it's going to magically increase your odds. It literally will not. Duplicate applications get flagged immediately and can trigger a total disqualification. So just focus on submitting one highly accurate, complete application.
Okay, step 5, lotteries and waitlists. So what actually happens after you click submit? Because trust me, this is not a first come, first serve situation. Because the demand just drastically outpaces the supply of vouchers, New Jersey uses a random computer lottery system to keep things fair. Out of all the applications that come in during that open enrollment window, exactly 20,000 households are randomly selected statewide. Those 20,000 are the ones who actually get placed on the waiting list. So it's really important to manage expectations here. Submitting the application doesn't guarantee you a voucher right away, it just guarantees your entry into this lottery. But what's truly fascinating is how this lottery actually organizes those 20,000 lucky spots. The state uses specific preference categories that literally give applicants a critical priority boost. For example, United States Armed Forces veterans and their surviving spouses who meet certain conditions get the absolute highest priority. Right after that, priority drops down to individuals currently experiencing homelessness, disabled individuals, domestic violence survivors, and local or secondary residents of New Jersey. And that leads us to our final phase, step 6, tips and mistakes. Let's talk about actionable strategies to maximize your chances and the post-application pitfalls you definitely need to avoid. Here is a direct strategy for success, pulled right from the official rules. When you are filling out that application, you have got to remember to select all preference categories that apply to your household. If you happen to be a disabled veteran who is also currently experiencing homelessness, you need to check every single one of those boxes. Don't just pick one and move on. Selecting multiple preferences significantly maximizes your priority standing in the lottery. Just remember, you'll eventually have to provide legal documentation to prove all of these when your name is finally called. On the flip side, what happens if you ignore a scheduled interview notice sent by mail? Well, this is a devastatingly common mistake. Once you actually make it onto the waitlist, it might take months or honestly even years before your name reaches the very top. When it finally does, the housing authority is going to send you a notice by first-class mail for an interview. If you ignore this notice, or let's say you never even get it because you moved and forgot to update your address in the portal, your application is immediately withdrawn from the waiting list. Boom, gone. All that waiting will have been for absolutely nothing. You have to keep your contact info relentlessly updated and respond immediately to any piece of mail you get from them. Well, we've definitely covered a lot of ground today. We walked through the harsh reality of the housing shortage, those strict eligibility requirements, how to navigate the portal, and how to maximize your odds in that random lottery. Just a quick reminder, always verify the most current application windows and rules directly on the official New Jersey DCA website, because things can change. We've shown you exactly how the system works, but armed with this knowledge, you're now in the strongest possible position to succeed. As this affordable housing crisis continues to evolve, the real question is, will securing this single voucher be the turning point that entirely transforms your family's future?